Odysseus had returned to Ithaca. The suitors were dead. Telemachus knew him. Euryclea knew him. Even the scar on his leg had confirmed his identity. But Penelope still would not run into his arms. For 20 years, she had lived among rumors, false reports, wandering strangers, and men who wanted her to accept that Odysseus would never return. Now a blood-covered stranger sat inside her palace and claimed to be the husband she remembered. Penelope's final test is one of the quietest scenes in the Odyssey, but it may be one of the most intelligent. She does not test Odysseus with a weapon, a prophecy, or a public story. She tests him with a secret hidden inside their marriage. Penelope hears the impossible news. Book 23 opens when Euryclea rushes upstairs to wake Penelope. The old nurse announces that Odysseus has returned and that the suitors are dead. Penelope does not celebrate. She thinks Euryclea has lost her senses. The news is too perfect, too sudden, and too dangerous to accept without proof. Even when Euryclea insists that the stranger is Odysseus and mentions the scar she recognized, Penelope remains cautious. She suggests that a god may have killed the suitors as punishment for their arrogance. Her doubt is not weakness. Hope has become dangerous. If she believes too quickly and the stranger is false, she could lose her household, her son, her position, and perhaps her life. The stranger before her. Penelope descends from her chamber and sits across from Odysseus. Odysseus is older, scarred, exhausted, and still dressed like the poor wanderer who entered the palace in disguise. The husband in Penelope's memory left for Troy 2 decades earlier. Telemachus becomes frustrated and accuses Penelope of having a heart harder than stone. To him, the truth is obvious. His father has returned, and his mother appears cold. Odysseus does not condemn her. He smiles and tells Telemachus to let Penelope test him. He understands that recognition in their marriage cannot be borrowed from Euryclea, Telemachus, or the scar. Why Penelope refused to believe. Penelope and Odysseus had survived through the same power, controlled intelligence. He returned through disguises and false stories. She preserved the household through delay, secrecy, and carefully measured words. That similarity creates the problem. Odysseus is the greatest deceiver in the poem. A convincing story is therefore not enough to prove that the stranger is truly him. The world of the Odyssey also contains gods who disguise themselves, alter human bodies, and create illusions. Penelope has every reason to believe that appearances can lie. The scar proves something to Euryclea because she witnessed it in Odysseus' youth. But Penelope needs a sign that belongs to her own relationship with him, something intimate, exact, and impossible to learn from public rumor. Meanwhile, Odysseus orders music and dancing so people outside the palace will believe that a wedding celebration is taking place. The disguise of the household continues even as husband and wife prepare to recognize each other. After Odysseus bathes, Athena makes him appear taller, stronger, and more beautiful. He returns to Penelope looking more like the king she once knew. But Penelope does not surrender to the transformation. A divine-looking face may make him more convincing, yet it cannot establish the truth. She requires knowledge, not appearance. The command to move the bed. Penelope turns to the servant Euryclea and gives a simple order: prepare the bed for the stranger outside the marriage chamber. Her words appear ordinary, but they are impossible. Penelope is not merely asking someone to carry furniture. She is touching the one secret that only she and Odysseus fully understand. Odysseus reacts immediately. The controlled stranger disappears. He asks who has moved his bed and declares that moving it would be extremely difficult unless someone had cut through its foundation. This is the response Penelope needed. She does not identify Odysseus because he looks heroic. She recognizes him because the suggestion of moving the bed wounds him personally. The bed built around an olive tree. Odysseus explains that a living olive tree once grew inside the place where their bedroom would stand. Its trunk was thick, strong, and rooted deep in the earth. He built the chamber around that tree. He cut and fitted the stone walls, placed the roof above it, and added secure doors. The room was shaped around a living center that could not simply be carried away. Odysseus trimmed the branches, smoothed the trunk, and shaped it into one of the bedposts. He constructed the bed outward from the tree, decorating it with gold, silver, and ivory. The bed was therefore not separate from the house. It was rooted inside it. The recognition. The details are exact. Odysseus does not simply say that the bed cannot move. He remembers how it was made, what stood at its center, and why the command is impossible. Penelope's knees weaken. Her caution finally gives way. She runs to Odysseus, throws her arms around him, and begins to weep. She asks him not to be angry. The gods had denied them a life together, and she had always feared that some stranger might deceive her with a convincing appearance or story. Homer compares their reunion to land appearing before shipwrecked sailors. Just as exhausted survivors cling to the shore after escaping the sea, Penelope clings to the husband she can finally trust. What the bed really meant. The olive tree bed is more than a clever password. It represents a marriage built around something living, rooted, and shared. Odysseus is often remembered as a warrior, sailor, and deceiver. In this scene, he is also a craftsman. He built the place where his marriage would exist with his own hands. Penelope does not passively wait to be identified. She designs the final recognition. By giving one impossible command, she forces Odysseus to reveal knowledge and emotion that no performance could easily imitate. The bed joins several meanings at once: the stability of the household, the fertility of the olive tree, the privacy of marriage, and the idea that Odysseus' identity is rooted in Ithaca. The scene is also honest about the cost of 20 years apart. Recognition is not immediate because love has survived alongside suspicion, trauma, aging, and deception. The night after recognition. After the embrace, husband and wife finally speak through the night. Athena delays the dawn so the reunited couple can remain together longer. For one night, divine power does not separate them or test them. It gives them time. Yet, even this recognition is not the true ending of the Odyssey. Odysseus must still meet Laertes, face the families of the dead suitors, and be stopped from beginning another cycle of violence. Penelope's final victory. Penelope's victory is not that she finally believes a man who demands recognition. Her victory is that she believes only when the evidence belongs to her. Conclusion. The bow proved that Odysseus had returned as a warrior. The scar proved that the stranger belonged to his past. But the olive tree bed proved that Penelope's husband had come home. It was a secret built into the house, rooted in the earth, and protected for 20 years by memory. Was Penelope right to test Odysseus after everything he had endured, or had he already given enough proof? Share your interpretation in the comments. Like the video, subscribe to Gods and Heroes Unveiled, and continue with Nausicaa's story on the end screen to discover the princess who could have changed Odysseus' fate. Thank you for watching, and may wisdom and loyalty guide your journey.